Hello, I am John Beasley, and this is my IT career advancement plan. Because let's face it, planning our futures now is one of the smartest things we can do in the present. So, going through this oral presentation, I'm going to use some techniques I took from Christine Robinson in her Toastmasters article. Techniques like the heart monitor, controlling the flow of emotions throughout the presentation, that up and down, as well as repetition, such as me talking about leaving my comfort zone. Because let's face it, stepping out of our comfort zones is a good way to step into our futures, as well as universal themes like the fear of failure, as well as, building a strong community to fall back on, because helping people out is a great way to build a strong foundation for yourself. Looking at my self-assessment and career objectives, I did a little SWOT analysis of myself, looked at my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, threats to my future success, because doing a self-analysis is a good way to move forward because you found where you need to improve and where you're already pretty good at. My ultimate career objective is to become an IT professor. So for short term, I need to work on my communication skills. Have you ever had a moment where your communication broke down and it led to really awkward moments? It happened to me when I was planning a trip to DC. I didn't communicate very well, so when I got there, I didn't know where everyone was, and I thought they were still getting there, so I stood around for 30 minutes, only to realize they were already inside the airport. I was just standing outside like a, goofy little boy. Wasn't a good experience. And we also need to work on starting my certifications now, as well as getting familiar with all the topics we need for our future, such as me, getting used to all the IT topics to be a professor. Long term, I need to graduate from college. I need a degree if I want to be a professor. I also need to start gaining work experience, even something simple like being a tutor or a help desk assistant, as well as network, put myself out there, spread my name out, meet people as well as peers and industry leaders, see what's happening, begin the foundations of a strong network to help me move forward. Industry trends and technological innovations. AI, it's currently a big trend, but there's some interesting innovations we can have with it going forward, such as assisting in research or helping, build summaries for topics for students that may be having a hard time learning about it in a teaching role, like being a professor, as well as cybersecurity. It's going to stay with the Internet of Things, IoT. It's only going to be getting more and more data. So cybersecurity isn't just something now; it's going to be even bigger going into the future. Quantum computing, it's probably going to make giant waves in the future. So things like, say, encryption. So understanding that now lets us prepare for innovations going into the future when it does become more standard. Remote working wasn't just a thing during the pandemic. We can use it in things such as jobs with virtual teams to help overcome time and space barriers. Virtual reality for physical reality lessons. Maybe a student can't just go out and buy a bunch of hardware parts for doing an online class to show their ability to do hardware. So maybe we can do that in virtual reality, have all that there where they don't have to go out and buy everything. We can do this for other things, just as online virtual meetings. So that's a really helpful tool that we can apply as an innovation to the teaching space going forward. Skills development. I'll really need to improve with hardware, for example. And Cisco Networking Academy, as well as Coursera, offers many courses as well as ways to get certified in things such as AI integration, hardware usage, programming, all sorts of great things, even digital content creation. It isn't just social media. You maybe want to build a website for yourself. As well as practice, practice, practice. I may find these things outside my comfort zone now, but by doing them repeatedly, I'll get better at them, and it'll become things that are comfortable for me. Certification plans. So I really want to get my early career certifications done as soon as possible, because ones like the Google IT Support Professional Certificate as well as CompTIA A+ are really good for things such as introductory help desk positions in IT. And when I get those foundations done, I can start working on later career certifications like the CCNA from Cisco or the CompTIA Network Plus to hopefully become a network administrator one day, as that'll be hopefully the next part of my career outside of just working at help desks. Networking and professional relationships. You know, we really gotta start building networks now so they can help us later in the future. For example, a friend from high school reached out. We went and grabbed lunch and we were talking about what we're doing, and he went, "Hey, you're working in IT, I'm working in construction, I'm working at places like hospitals and all that. Maybe I can ask them to see if they have any, website building jobs or help desk jobs open." And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And it really taught me a lesson that, maybe I should network just outside of IT, construction, business management, all these jobs IT overlaps with. And starting a place like LinkedIn and Handshake are a great way to start a professional public profile, as well as attending conferences like Hacker Halted, as well as introduce myself to classmates like in this current class. Who knows what they're going to be doing in the future? Who knows what I'm going to be doing in the future? Maybe we can help each other out. Universities and workplaces also host events. MGA, the current university I'm at, is going to have their 8th annual academic cybersecurity seminar pretty soon. Maybe I can look into trying joining that this year or maybe next year. Resource management and budgeting. So I work part-time Wednesdays and Thursdays, pretty much the whole day. So for the 5 other days I'm available, setting aside 3 hours is, a really good way to begin with this. 1 hour to, work on networking like social media, talking to people, as well as 2 hours to develop myself, such as working on my online courses and going to events and working on certifications. And setting aside $200 a month isn't that big of a deal for me right now. 60 can go to things like Coursera, and 140 can be for saving for those event certifications. And with those events, some of them you can participate free online, as well as you get a discount if you buy early for the in-person ones, or you can even get there for free, such as by volunteering to, help set things up. They'll just let you stay, stick around, talk to all the industry leaders and peers there, get your network going. And while that might be outside my comfort zone, it's a good starting point. And running that, we gotta look at our risk management and continuous learning. So we gotta practice the new and the old. You remember? Practice, practice, practice. And we can learn from peers and superiors. It might be outside my comfort zone talking to people now, but I'll get better at it if I keep doing it. Because failure is a great teacher. It's scary. It gets a bit unknown. But you know what? Getting used to failure and learning from it is a great way to move forward. And by knowing the risks that I might be encountering in the future and planning for those risks, I can get a really good future. Such as competition. I'm not the only one applying for these jobs. How can I fix that to make myself better competitively? Get my certifications. Lack of knowledge? Study more. Insufficient networking? Reach out to people more. Talk more. Go to more events. All good ways to push forward and manage those risks and become a continuous lifelong learner. Communication. Practice that elevator pitch. Be able to sell yourself in under a minute at these, events when talking to industry leaders as well as peers to really make yourself look desirable. Stay up to date in professional public profiles, LinkedIn, Handshake. Really put your best foot forward in those. Constantly update and interact with them. Stay in contact with people. Every couple of weeks, reach out to someone you've been networking with. Be like, "Hey, last time we met, you told me about, so-and-so. Maybe, a project you were working on. How's that going? What you learned from it? Is there anything I can do?" As well as showcases of knowledge and use. Build a website advertising yourself. That's a good example and usage of showing practical skills as well as advertising your achievements. Career milestones. So when I'm going through my career to become an IT professor, I want to earn my bachelor's degree by 2026, master's by 2028, as well as, start in, a help desk, an introductory position while working on my bachelor's. And that way, by the time I get to 2030, outside my master's, maybe I can work up to my way to a network administrator. Use that real-world experience to begin working on my PhD and hopefully be done with that by 2035. Get some more real-world experience, and then hopefully maybe start applying to colleges and universities for an assistant professor position by 2038. And all the while doing this 12-year process I have laid out, work on certifications, go to events, network, talk to people, get my name out there, publish a few papers, maybe even see if I can be a speaker at an event or two. So that has been my presentation on my career advancement plan. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be working my way towards my desired future, and I hope you make great progress on yours, or if you've already made it there, I hope you thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.